Hello. Meet again with adult recap film. As usual, this time we will discuss a storyline from an adult film. So if you are under 17, you can skip this video. Before continuing this video, don't forget to support this channel by subscribe. So this is a movie called My Mom's Friends, which of course is not the original title, because this movie is a Jav movie. And this film stars the artist Jav Legenda. Of course the masters here already know. This film itself tells the story of a mother who has one child and has long been abandoned by her husband. And because she feels lonely, she needs a man's caress. She ends up being release of lust from his two friends. So, let's jump right into the video. But, don't forget, please click the subscribe button first to support this channel so that it grows. The film starts with two people walking leisurely after coming home from the supermarket. They are Kenji and Meguri, a mother and her child. When they were walking leisurely, suddenly from the other side saw two boys. These are Kenji's childhood friends named Yuya and Masato. But they are not close friends. You could even say they rarely hang out with Kenji. Because this Kenji is a loner type of person. Well, when these people saw Kenji and his mother, they thought this Kenji was walking with his girlfriend. And they actually meant to tease him. But then they are very surprised to find out that this Megurine is Kenji's mother. So, they try to approach Kenji with the excuse of wanting to play together again like when they were kids. What you should know, actually it was all bullshit. So they could be close to Kenji's mother. The next day they came to Kenji's house. And Kenji's mother is also preparing drinks for her friends. Although Kenji's mother is not a widow, her husband has not been home from out of town for a long time because he is too busy with his work. A few minutes later, Yuya said goodbye to urinate, and when he reached the living room, he then stopped because he saw Meguri, who was cleaning the room. And Yuya, who from behind Kenji's mother, is now enjoying the sight of Meguri's sexy body. And suddenly the bell rang. It turned out that the courier was delivering the package to Meguri. Meanwhile, Yuya, who peeked at Meguri, saw that the contents of the package were mini male genitalia. And apparently this Meguri was very surprised, knowing Yuya, who was standing behind him very calmly from earlier. Finally, because Yuya was embarrassed, he asked where the toilet was. Because the urge to urinate is unbearable. And when Yuya was about to go to the toilet, he then changed his mind and returned to Meguri. Even though Yuya wanted to pee, he preferred Meguri's extremely sexy body. A few minutes later, he finally returned with his friend and asked permission to go home. And Masato also said goodbye to go home. The next day, Kenji and Masato were seen waiting for Yuya on the side of the road. Because they had promised to go together. But then Masato got a message that Yuya was not feeling well, so he can't come. Because Yuya didn't come, Masato finally changed his mind and went home. And Kenji ended up going alone. But it turns out, all of that was just a plan from Yuya and Masato. Because Yuya is actually not sick, but he is at Kenji's house to meet Meguri. It turns out yesterday he could only enjoy on a lollipop, not yet completed his desire to making love. So now Yuya intends to enjoy Meguri's sexy body. Meanwhile, Masato was suspicious of Yuya's behavior. She ends up going to Kenji's house. And without anyone knowing, Masato found out about Yuya and Meguri's making love behind Kenji's back. Then Masato recorded the love scene between Yuya and Meguri. A few hours later, after Yuya finished making love with Meguri, he then said tomorrow he would come again to ask for a regular schedule to making love to him again. And when Yuya left, Meguri was then startled by the presence of Masato, who was already behind her. And Masato now knew what they were doing behind Kenji's back. Then he also gave a video recording of them making love. And Masato also threatens, if Meguri does not want this video to spread in cyberspace, she also has to have sex with Masato, just like what Meguri did with Yuya. And Meguri finally fulfilled Masato's request to making love to her. One day, Yuya and Masato accidentally came together to Kenji's house. And they bought liquor with the intention of getting Kenji drunk. And when Kenji was unconscious, that's when Meguri was stroked by his two friends. And after this incident, Meguri now looks happier, even when she gets a call from her husband. He also said not to worry too much about me and just focus on working there. Because this Meguri is now no longer confused to get the satisfaction of her lust. Meanwhile, Kenji is until now also never knew about the behavior of his friends. And this movie is finished.